We have to get into the habit of detaching from outcomes, detaching from expectations. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be hopeful, but detach from it and be flexible that things could go anyway. If you're anything like me and you're a planner and you have a plan for your life, you can get caught up in it being black or white. It's either going to happen or it's not. But what if things happen in a way that you didn't expect, but it's still a part of the plan that's for your life? Like, you have to be flexible and open to pivoting. Sometimes the right thing can happen for you at a time that you least expected, but your mind was so set on it going a particular way that because it's going a different way, you've got anxiety. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Shan, back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a regular, what's good? We're gonna get straight into it today because I was thinking about this the other day, and it's just something that I've really been learning and continue to learn, and I feel like it's something that all of us have to practice often, daily, like all the time. So this video is about mastering detachment, the art of detachment. I think I'm getting into it already. Okay, thanks for coming through, guys. If you haven't already, follow me on Spotify, where I drop weekly, unfiltered, unscripted voice notes to chat to you guys a little bit more than I already do. Follow me on TikTok and check out my website, where I offer one-to-one support and a couple of workshops. You will find all the links in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And guys, let's get into it. To detach from something, that means that you're attached to something. What is the problem? What is the issue with being attached to something? What's the big deal? What is the big deal? So first of all, we need to know what attachment is, okay? If we're gonna talk about detachment, what is attachment? Basically being attached to something, right? Do I explain that? Do I explain that? Google it. What is attachment? Attachment is just being attached to something or somebody or a mindset. Okay, let me calm down, because we can be attached to people, our mindset, money, things, and our goals. Okay, one of the reasons why attaching to something might be unhealthy, it can destroy all reasoning and willpower. In many cases, when you attach to something, it can influence the things that you do, the things that you say. So if you're obsessed with somebody or you're overly in love with somebody, well, that destroys all your reasoning, all your willpower to kind of control your emotions and how you are around that person. Or if you're attached to money, you would do anything to get money. You're attached to that, which can be unhealthy, okay? If you're attached to a goal that you have, it causes you anxiety and you would do anything to get it because this is what you've set your mind to. Where's the willpower? Where's the self-control? Where's your ability and your strength to have a stable mind and not allow a thing, a person, or a mindset to dictate your emotions or your feelings or the way that you navigate situations? So detach from a person, that thing, that money, whatever it is. And that's not to say that you have to let people go, but it's about you becoming a master over the things that influence you, becoming a master over your actions and your thoughts, and having self-control so these things don't take you off route. Now, let's be honest, we don't know how things are going to turn out. We don't know how things are going to go. We don't know what you're going to have for dinner today. Okay, you don't know what you're going to have for dinner today. We have little control over a lot of stuff. And I feel like I'm being humbled so much to realize that, like, we can make all the plans that we want. It's still up to God when it happens. It's still up to God's timing. Like, I've got my vision boards over there. I've got my goals written down. I've got everything like planned and mapped out. But one thing I have to understand is that I'm still not in control, no matter how much I think that I am, okay? No matter how much I think I'm in control, really I'm not. Neither are you. Like, we can make a plan, that's all good, but we're not really in control, okay? It's all according to God's timing. And that's been hard for me to accept because I'm somebody that, like I said, sets my goals, has a plan, likes to work towards it, likes to execute, likes to make it happen. So when things don't necessarily go the way that I anticipate, I'm questioning, I'm wondering, I'm stressing out, I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm irritable because hold on, this was the plan, this was the goal. But who said? Who said? I said, but we're not in control. bottom line is we have to get into the habit of detaching from outcomes, detaching from expectations. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be hopeful, but detach from it and be flexible that things could go anyway. If you're anything like me and you're a planner and you have a plan for your life, you can get caught up in it being black or white. It's either going to happen or it's not. But what if things happen in a way that you didn't expect, but it's still a part of the plan that's for your life? Like, you have to be flexible and open to pivoting. You want to give up and you want to throw the towel in, but actually this is the best way. Okay, so just because you've got a plan for your life, be open to another plan. Be open for it to go a way that you didn't expect, but it's the best way for you. Talking from experience, when you're attached to an outcome, when you're attached to how things are going to go, how it should look, and what you want from a situation, when you want it so desperately, when you want it to go a certain way, when you want someone to show up a certain way, it can cause a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry, and it causes you not to be present because you're always thinking about the future and how it should look and how you think it's going to look. And if something doesn't make sense, you're worrying about how it's going to go. How is it possible? You're not present. You're not here. You're not in the here and now. And I can talk from experience where you're wondering, like, overthinking, how is it going to work out? But if this happens and if it goes like this, then how is that going to make sense? And constantly deep in everything because I have a set plan in my mind how it should go. But what if your life doesn't look like the ideas that you've got? So you have to detach, or you would drive yourself crazy trying to work it out. And guess what? We're not actually supposed to try and work it out. Okay, it's not our job. We can do ourselves a lot of favors from detaching from outcomes and detaching from the future. Like the other day, I was like, you know what? What's meant for me won't pass me by. If it's meant for me, no one can take it away from me. If it's not here, that means it's no longer mine, or if it's not in my possession right now. I think it's important to recognize that even if you're somewhere that you don't want to be and you have to accept this is where you are, acceptance doesn't always mean easy. But it's so important to have that mindset that actually, even if things don't go the way that I want them to go, God is still with me. Even if this person's never in my life, I'm still going to be breathing and in good health. Even if the job lets you go, you're still going to be fine and it's all going to work out. And again, you don't want to be in something that's not for you anyway. Okay, so don't be caught up on trying to hold on to things. When I've lost anything in life, whether it's a person, whether someone doesn't want to be in my life, whether it's, I don't know, whatever it is that I've lost, I've always learned to develop the mindset that actually, I don't want anything that's not for me anyway. So I'm not going to attach myself to what it could be, what I think it should be, or what I want. If something's trying to get away from me, go. And that's detaching, not holding on to things that are flowing in a different direction. Why do that? Why do that? Because you don't know what blessing you're blocking. What blessing you're blocking. I feel like with attachment, there's a level of wanting to be in control. There's a level of you trying to control, or we, because I'm included. There's a level of trying to control and navigate and manipulate a situation to the way that we want, whether that's for positive or negative. Like when I think about my goals, like that's what I want, right? I'm going to do what I can to reach them. But if something doesn't go to plan, or I'm not en route, or it's looking as if it's not going to go that way, am I going to lose my happiness? Am I going to lose my peace? Am I going to start stressing out and thinking about what's going to happen in 3 months' time, in 4 months' time, and start stressing and losing sleep? No, it's easier said than done, right? But when you can master self-control over worrying about the future and what it holds, you become more peaceful because we're not in control anyway, okay? It all starts with the story that you tell yourself, the story that you subscribe to. If you get into the habit of telling yourself all things are going to work out for good, what's meant for me won't pass me by, God's plans for me are for good and not for evil, to give me a future and a hope. All of this takes confidence, yeah? It takes a level of confidence to know that everything is going to work out. Actually, God is on my side. And if you put God first and if you pray about everything, He will order and direct your steps anyway, like He has been doing for me. I can't speak for you. What He has been doing. So you have to be confident. It takes takes a level of confidence not to stress, not to worry, not to overthink, and just do what you can with what you have today. When you know that you're doing all that you can with what you have today, tomorrow will just deal with itself, right? Tomorrow will deal with itself. And again, tomorrow, you just do what you can with all that you have. Like, don't worry about the future. The Bible says, do not worry about anything, but pray about everything. Be anxious for nothing, okay? And being anxious and worrying is usually because we're not in control of something, a particular thing, a person, or whatever it is. We try to control the narrative. Detach and let it be, okay? It is what it is. What can you do? What you can do is focus on what is in your control as opposed to what isn't in your control. Do that. I want you to do that. I want you to get a pen and paper and write down what's in your control. Then write down what's not in your control. Because a lot of the time, we lose a lot of peace, we lose a lot of happiness, we lose a lot of joy, and we struggle to be present because we're worrying, we're stressing, we're overthinking about how things are going to plan out. Okay, but a lot of the stuff that we're worrying about isn't in our control. So why do it? Why stress? Why overthink when it's not going to make a difference to your life? Yes, I get it. You might be trying to figure out a master plan. You might be trying to figure out what you can do. But again, if you write down what's in your control and what's not in your control, you become very clear about what role you play in all of that. Okay, because some things we have to just leave to God. Some things we have to just say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know about this one. This one is a tricky one. Like, I don't know. Let's be real, guys. Alright, listen. Let's be real. A lot of the time we don't know. We ain't got a clue how that situation's gonna work out. We ain't got a clue. But guess what? Maybe we're just not supposed to. Maybe it's not our job. There is a God that does the impossible. Okay, so if you write down what's in your control and what's not in your control, the things that aren't in your control, mind your business. Mind your business. Because we're not always supposed to know how things are going to go anyway. And if we did know how everything was going to go, maybe that might stress us out even more, because actually, this is a bit weird. I don't like this plan. Let me intervene. And then you might just sabotage everything and then get mad and then have regrets and then think, what's going on with my life? And then stress again. So some things are kept from us for our own benefit, y'all. I said y'all. Some things are kept from us for our own benefit, our own peace of mind. In many cases, we won't see the whole picture. In many cases, we won't know exactly how things are going to go. It's for our own benefit. Everything that you know today is enough for today. Everything that you know right now is enough for right now. Okay? So if you only have enough to see you through till midnight, then that's what you have. That's what you have. Accept that you have everything that you need right now. Accept that everything that you know right now is all you need to know right now, like regardless of the situation. Like for some of you guys, you might have some deep burning questions that you want to ask somebody, or you knew it would give you so much peace, it would give you so much clarity, it would help you to let go of things that you've been holding on to since you was a child or anything like that. And you just really believe that if someone could just answer you and help you to understand why this had to happen to you, it would set you free. But what if you don't ever get the answer? What if you don't ever get the clarity that you think that you need to be free, to be peaceful, to move on with your life? Like, what if it never happens? What if it doesn't happen for another 6 years? Because sometimes we don't know the day or the time or the hour when something's going to happen. Okay, so if you have that mindset that actually, if this doesn't happen for another 6 years, if this doesn't happen for another 12 years, if this doesn't happen at all, have I really just wasted all this time like overthinking, worrying, stressing, and being attached to this thing that I thought was gonna bring me peace or bring me happiness or bring me clarity or bring me money or bring me this or whatever? Have I really spent all these years overthinking about a situation that has worked out in a way that I didn't think it would? We can't afford to spend time and energy thinking and worrying and being attached to things that we really have no clue about. We really have no clue about. And what it does, it steals your joy and your peace from today. Okay, like it steals your joy and peace from today. It stops you from enjoying and experiencing the fullness of today. You might have children, you might have family, you might have close friends that aren't getting the true you, aren't getting the full you, because you've attached to something and you haven't got the headspace to even engage fully and be fully present with the people around you, because you're attached. What I find most important, that it's all according to God's plan and timing. Okay, like we can't force a situation, we can't force a person, we can't even force God, we can't force the hand of God to do something that, one, isn't supposed to happen, and two, isn't supposed to happen yet. So you might as well just chill. You might as well just chill and be present and just accept that this is what it is right now. This is where I am right now. So enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the experience while you have it. Okay, like, you know what? I'm struggling right now to really get my head around enjoying the process. Like I hear it a lot. I'm like, enjoy the process. Like how am I supposed to enjoy this process? Like, why would I enjoy this process? I don't know. I'm still working on how to enjoy the process. Everything is a process, and there's always something to learn, there's always something to gain, there's always someone to meet, there's always an interaction that needs to take place before you get the thing that you're hoping or praying or working towards. Okay, and I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it and then you get that thing and you're not ready, or you've missed out on all the lessons, or you've missed out on the good things that you could have experienced, but you didn't because you wasn't present, you wasn't here. Okay, like guys, listen, this is everything that I'm working on. This is everything that I'm learning about myself. This is everything that, and you know what? It takes mind work. It takes spending time with yourself, journaling, speaking to God, and really getting to know yourself to be able to be peaceful and present and understand that everything's going to work out. It takes confidence in God that actually God can do anything. Like Jesus, like, can do the impossible. And it's knowing that I don't have to worry. As long as I'm doing what I can do today, and I'm trusting and hoping and I'm praying and I'm putting the work in where I can, everything else is outside of my control. So I have to detach from the outcome. I have to detach from the end goal. I can work towards it. I can hope for it. I can pray for it. But it's not going to change my mood. I'm not going to all of a sudden have a lack of self-control and start smoking or binging or drinking because I'm so attached to this thing. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, detach, take back the power, take back your happiness, take back your peace by detaching from those things that mean a lot to you. Guys, I hope you've taken something from this video. Like I said, this is stuff that I'm working on daily. Yeah, and I forget about it sometimes, but then I get reminded. Like when I start to worry, when I start to stress, when I start to overthink, I'm like, you know what? Everything's worked out till this point anyway. It might not have gone how I wanted it to go. It might not have been in my timing, but I have to trust that I am where I am right now because this is where God wants me to be. But if you're not putting the work in, you can't say that. You can't say that, okay? I've heard a few times like people say you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I don't believe that because I believe there's things that we can do to sabotage the plan, to slow down the process, okay? But if you know that you're somebody that puts the work in, is consistent, works hard, and doesn't procrastinate, doesn't make excuses, then you know that actually you've done all you can do and you can be peaceful where you are right now. But if you know that you're somebody that delays, procrastinates, is lazy, makes excuses, pushes blame, then maybe you can be frustrated and check yourself and say, you know what? It's time to do something. It's time to put the work in and take steps in the direction that you believe you should be going. Okay, like you gotta do something, you gotta do something, you gotta do something. And remembering the things that are in your control and out of your control. If the things that are in your control you're not working on, then you need to get a little bit attached to those things because right now you're detached from the wrong things. I don't even know if I'm contradicting myself right now, but you get what I'm saying. Guys, I need a drink. I'm out of breath. And I thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Listen. If you have taken anything from this video and you feel like I've just spoken to your soul, subscribe to help me to grow the channel, and it will help me to get paid eventually, right? I ain't trying to get attached to that money, but I am trying to get paid. I'll be dropping YouTube videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And catch me over at Spotify, where every Sunday I'm dropping voice notes. Like, I gotta talk. So guys, you don't want to miss out. Holla.